So one of my favourite ever hobbies is woodwork. My last project was making a wishing well for my sister for her wedding, and I haven't really been able to do much woodwork since then. It's definitely time to get back into it. So our next door neighbours gave me this really old antique iron broken park bench, and I've really wanted to do it up for quite a while now. So what I've done is I've started by creating these slats, and I did that by cutting logs of this wood up with my jigsaw and then sanding it back over quite a lot of time. And so the wood itself actually is cedar wood, and this cedar wood is red cedar wood, and it comes from my family's farm. My aunt and uncle were kind enough to let me take some home and make something out of it, so big shout out to them. But basically it's a beautiful wood. It comes off with a beautiful red colour. It's quite hard, but it's also not too bad to cut into. It's gonna take a really long time because I was trying to fix one of my tools and I unfortunately broke it while trying to fix it. My automatic sander is no more, and so what we'll be doing is the old school way, and that's by using these sanding blocks. Is the piece that I'll be working on. As you can see, it's made out of iron, which means that it's really, really heavy, which means that it's going to be a little bit difficult to maneuver, but we're going to give it our best shot. Anyway, the plan is to replace all these slats and bolts with new ones and better ones. Okay, so what I've done for a start is I've cut up all of these little pieces of slats of cedar and I've sanded back one side. So we need to hand sand the other side, and eventually we'll replace all of these slats with the new ones. So this is the stuff we'll be using to coat it. If you know anything about sanding, you'll know that the higher the numbers go, the thinner the grade of the sanding, which means it's going to be softer. And you can get different sanding sheets for wood, for plaster, and that type of thing as well. But today we're just going to be using whatever we've got. I don't know if you can see here, but usually I start with what's called 80, P80, and that's usually a pretty good, strong grade to get all of those fluffy bits off. And if you don't have a lot of variation of numbers, then that's okay. It's all optional. This here is steel wool, and what steel wool does is it basically polishes off your finish. So that's the finest sand that you get, and it's a little bit of a sneaky little trick. This side's already done, so we just need to do the other side. So we'll get the 80, we wrap it around like that. And this is what we just do for the next. Another thing to always remember, you probably already know this, but always go with the grain. So the grain is this part. Always go with the grain, not against the grain. Because if you go against the grain, it leaves a horrible scratchy marks on your wood, which you don't want. Sometimes it's good to swap hands. Now, I'm not looking for the perfect finish. Something like this is actually okay, because it is a park bench and likely it'll be outside, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll also undoubtedly work up a sweat. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to repaint this. So I think that needs to also happen now. So basically it's painting time. It's a new day, everything is dried, and it's time for us to do the next phase of work. So what we need to do now is we need to remove all the old slats and place in the new ones. So now it's time to cut up all of the wood slats so that they're all even. So now what I need to do is I need to drill all of my holes and figure out how I'm actually going to get these slats in. Okay, so now it's time for the fun part, which is assembling the new pieces. And what we need for that is... I fall over. What we need for that is this. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learnt something and I hope you're inspired to go and create your own thing. Remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.